Here. Sorry for a little bit of delay. We started a little bit late today. So I'm going to wait a minute and let everybody get on in. I still have my lineups to go through. So we're going to definitely be out of here at 6:30 Eastern at the latest because I've got to finish up a bunch of lineups. I'm playing quite a bit more than I initially planned. So that's where I'm at. I'm also, anyway. So they gave me a few new ones. So that's that. Anyway, so here we go. All right, let's talk about the slate. I'm excited about it. I really like my Dodgers. I'm going to go through and take a look at the some of the updated projections because I did just barely make it back in time. I went to go out for the first time in a while, get my hair cut, get trimmed and everything, feel like a human being for once because I've been in and out of hospitals for so long. And so we're ready to get to it on this slate and hopefully make some big money again. All right. I put it as my name when I entered the studio here as my stacks in the favorite order. Dodgers. I like the Dodgers, Yankees, KC, Colorado, Houston, San Francisco. A little bit of concern in that Houston game, and I'm not overwhelmingly in love with them, so it's not like I need to play them, but I'm going to have some exposure there, more as a stack than as anything else. So that's what I'm doing. Pop on in with any questions or any thoughts. The pitchers I am using, and I'm going to look at my exact lineups. I have Scherzer, Gausman, and Cole basically evenly divided up. I think I like Scherzer and Cole better. I have Rodriguez. I have a little Savale, and I have a little Silseth. I also have sprinkled in a little Yu Darvish, but those are my main guys. Erod, Cole, Gausman, Scherzer. I do think if I had to pick just one, it would be Scherzer. I have not. I've built a bunch of lineups today, and I have not stacked the Cardinals at all in any of them. Let me see. I don't really see what the reason would be. Logan Webb is one of the best pitchers in baseball, so I have no interest at all in any Cardinal. Period. That's where I stand on that one. I have a very strong take. Sorry about that. Some stuff. I always have to keep my phone on alert these days. Yeah, thanks a lot, man. I'm doing better. Still got some family stuff that health stuff is a little worried, but I appreciate the kind words, man. Nervous about KC at all? Kind of stinking it up lately. No, I mean I'm not overwhelmingly exposed to them, so I'm not overly worried. I have some exposure. The Dodgers are my main stack, and KC I'm using mostly as a secondary stack. But I do have a full stack or two. I just want exposure to that game, and I don't love the KC. I really don't. So yes, I probably should be, maybe a little more, I don't know, fading it, but I don't need to fade it because I'm not like overly exposed. I would say I'm going to look at the field exposures to Kansas City and see where I stand. I think they'll be more popular on FanDuel for what it's worth. Come on, work. There we go. Why is this not working? This is really frustrating. I think it's just my internet connection or something, but I cannot click on the things that. There we go. It finally came through for me. All right, KC's exposure. Well, I'll tell you what. If the ownership is anywhere near correct, I have no problem being way overweight. Actually, I probably will get more KC. To be honest with you, because I'm not seeing them owned nearly what I thought they would be on FanDuel. On DraftKings, they're going to get some ownership, but I don't think it's going to be crazy on that whole game. And it's still Colorado. I think we should take some chances here, guys. So I'm going to be doing that. And I am not going to let recency history play into a factor when the team's been playing in 40-degree weather and 50-degree weather, and now they get to play in Colorado. I'm just not going to be concerned. Now, am I saying they're going to have a great game? I don't like the wind blowing in. That's not my favorite. But you do have a potential stolen base upside with Benintendi, Merrifield. Perez always has the power upside, obviously. Dozier, Bobby Witt, both power and speed. So I'm mostly keeping it to those guys, but I don't think that they're a priority. I do like Texas a little bit as well. But again, I'm finding myself more with them as secondary stacks against Pivetta. And I also like Detroit. I just wish that they had Meadows was in the lineup. I know he struggled, but I like to have the power speed upside guy. And I think that the wind blowing in is the only thing keeping me less on Detroit, because I have no problem picking on Jordan Lyles at any point, and I will consistently do it. I know he's occasionally good and was good against these Royals. And he's had some good outings this year, but again, the Royals and Oakland, they're not. I mean, Detroit sucks too, but like I'm just not worried, and I think there is a huge bus path for this guy. When he gets hit, he tends to get hit real hard. Um, so that's sort of my overall outlook of the slate. Guys, pop in the questions, thoughts, all that stuff. I will jump over to basketball in a minute. Yeah, I don't know what the hell the Osimo guys are doing. They can go ahead and play all the St. Louis they want. It doesn't. It's baseball. On a given day, something could happen. I don't care what the Osimo guys are doing. I never take anything that any site says particularly seriously. I address my own opinion and my own research and my own thoughts better than I do anybody from Osimo. I'm really surprised though that anybody was trying to pick on a guy who's like doesn't really have a whole lot of flaws in his arsenal, and just nothing about that except for the weather maybe seems appealing to me. And I actually would much rather play Logan Webb than I would the Cardinals, who haven't been hitting against guys who are bad. They had one good game against him, but yeah, I personally don't get it. I know it's not been the same Logan Webb so far this season. I don't buy into these people do stupid things on their shows. And like, to be honest, like they do a lot of good work, but all these numbers, they were doing it after like the first 3 games of the season. Like, oh my God, but this player has a 25% swing strike. You can't take a 3-game sample size. Like it's just a ridiculous thing to do. And they do that all the time. The Angels are one I considered but didn't end up pulling the trigger on. I always think that they make sense as a potential stack. I think they're very viable. I wish it was a little warmer in Oakland, but you can't have everything you want. And they're going to be crazy low owned, so I fully support the Angels while I'm not playing them myself. As far as the Mets go, I more am interested in one-offs, and maybe like mostly it's going to be Pete Alonso for me. And I'm just going to jump over to the Mets game. Let's see real quick. Sorry about this. I'm just trying to get my stuff together. Yeah, the Mets. It happens every time. Everybody wants to stack against Marco Gonzalez. All he ever does is not get hit. Anybody else is welcome to. He does give up some home runs, but he doesn't. He's rarely ever going to be on the side of the losing his pitcher. Now he struggled more this season, but I don't think that's something I'm going to go on for sure. Especially they haven't faced him before. Like I almost in a different slate would be playing Marco Gonzalez. It's also cold in New York. Sort of side blowing winds. Nothing really special about the hitting weather. So it's fine. I mostly am going to be sticking to my Alonso, maybe some Marte. I don't mind Lindor, but I don't think I'm going to get to a bunch of these guys. You could make an argument for Mark Canha at 3,200. That's a fair argument, I guess. But I'm not getting to a full stack of them. No. Do I prefer Yanks full stack today or mini on DK? More mini for me, to be honest. I really just want the Stanton Judge bats. They're fire. I feel like I just play these 2 guys as a 2-man, and they go off every night, it feels like. So I am going to keep riding those Yankees. But I think it's fine as a full stack, too. I probably will get to more 4-man stacks on FanDuel. Robert Williams out again. Fire up Derek White again. That's what I say. Thank you, K9, for the stuff. Favorite Dodgers I like? Good question. So I really genuinely could say this every day with the Dodgers. I like all of them. Betts and Turner stand out the most. Nothing special there. Muncy would be next for me, followed by Bellinger and Freeman, in whichever order you want. I do like Will Smith though, and I like Taylor, Turner, and Lux. I have shares of absolutely all of them. So I that's sort of the way I would rank it, but that's what I've got as of right now. Anyway, so that's where I'm at. But keep fire on any thoughts here, any questions. Let me see. Decide whether under owned or over owned. How much we want them. Yeah. Yeah, I really don't support the card stack. I have to say, like I understand these things are going to be wrong and they're going to happen some of the time, but I think that's just probably about the. I don't know. I can't find any way that there's any logic to stacking the Cardinals tonight. The Giants have a good bullpen. They've got a good starter on the mound who doesn't give up any power, who doesn't walk people. I don't really know what we're asking for if we're playing them. So I'm just there. Let's see the Dodger lineup come out. It looks like, yeah, I just talked about Detroit. I like them. I don't like that Austin Meadows, even though he's been bad, has not in the lineup because he was a big part of what I wanted to play. So I have more. I do have some Grossman. I have some Baez. I like both of them quite a bit. Not great hitting weather, but again, well, you can't get everything you want this time of year. So yeah, so I get it. I think it's kind of weird that well, am I crazy for playing Savale tonight? I mean, there's so many good pitchers on the slate. I probably need to maybe limit a little bit of that exposure. I do want to talk about the NBA for a minute. I don't care what happens. I don't care, how it plays, it shakes out. This is an egregious line that Golden State is. When you find a bad line, you just always try to bet it. And yeah, it's not always going to work. And it's just the right thing to do. You should absolutely be firing up, in my opinion. And I do post my plays, but I'd like to give away a free one every now and then. But I just think Memphis at 8.5 plus eight or 8.5, depending on which book you look at. That's egregious. That's absolutely ridiculous. They've been the better team than Golden State throughout this series. There's been 240 minutes played in this NBA series, in that series, and they've led for 182 of the 240 minutes. The net rating for the starting lineup would have been by far the worst team in the NBA for Golden State in this series. It's really taken some flukiness and some down the stretch stuff. I mean, Ja missing going too strong with the layup in game one. The literally just not being able to make any shots in game four. This should be Memphis up 3-2, if not having won the series already. And I think the line should be somewhere around 3.5. And it's 8 or 8.5, depending on where you look. So I don't care what happens with the results. It's the right bet. Golden State, of course, can get hot and beat anybody by 1 million if they get hot. Fine. They've been outplayed by these guys in every game, whether Ja's been on the court or not, except for game 3 where they exploded, or was it game 4 where they really exploded? I can't remember which one it was. I guess it was game 3. Anyway, I really feel strong about this. So that, I want people to again, any bet can lose, but I've been pretty hot with the NBA ones, and I don't care what ends up happening. I just think that's an absolutely egregious line, considering that Memphis has been the better team in that series. That's pretty much where I'm at. Guys, I am playing an NBA DFS. I have not changed my lineups yet from the original ones that I posted on. If you're a member of True DFS, please check it out. I really suggest that you get our package with SaberSim, because we're giving out our plays, our bets, my bets alone. I mean, look, we're at 80% overall for basketball. I mean, that's just unbelievable. Like, and I'm not saying this as a bragging thing. I'm saying, like, jump on board with us. Come on in. I have a lot of Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Giannis, Brooks, Draymond. I have some Curry. Looks like somebody's popping in over there. Is that Sheets popping in?
Yeah, just for a few minutes. Had a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I got to get out of here in a few minutes as well, because I've got a lot more lineups than I thought, and I just barely made it back in time. As Rody says, hit the like button. A nice reminder. Sheets, how are you doing, and what are you looking at tonight?
Yeah, so I played all 3 sports on DraftKings, hockey, basketball, and the baseball. And I just played baseball on FanDuel. And on, I guess the most interesting thing is the way I dealt with FanDuel. Because I have Scherzer. I mean, this is probably a big mistake, but I have Scherzer basically locked in on DraftKings. Mm-hmm. And it's just going to be what it is. But on FanDuel, in my big one, I'm playing Erod on my big one on FanDuel, and then just jamming in like Yankees and Dodgers. Just basically the same idea as yesterday. Yeah. and see if I can make something happen. So I have mostly Scherzer, but and I do this sometimes, except for the big entries, which is should probably do the reverse, but that's where I'm going today.
Okay. Yeah, I've got where I'm going to change my Dodgers stuff with. I had Will Smith a lot on a way to get a little bit different. The stack Will Smith is going to be out, so got to make some changes. I'm double checking the Dodger lineup now, because I did see that Smith is out, but I haven't gone through the whole lineup. So you got Lux batting 8th, Taylor gets a bump up, Bellinger batting 7th, going to be a little more popular than he was going to be. But I don't think people are playing these guys much, and I think there's got to be more than people think. You know what I mean, right? Like,
yeah.
How do you not take the shot? Again, I'm a Kyle defender of him being an actually fairly good real life pitcher. He can get wild. The Dodgers, he just profiles the type of guy the Dodgers can crush. Of course, you can have an outlier game, but I just feel pretty good about the Dodgers and Yankees, like you do. Those are my top 2, but I don't like the Yankees full stack quite as much, just because, I mean, we finally got the home run out of Donaldson last night. Glaber's been a little bit better. Gallo is Gallo. He's going to hit 150 and probably hit 35 home runs or something this year. I really do want the exposure to Judge and Stanton, and I guess LeMahieu would be my next favorite. How are you sort of? Is there anybody you're prioritizing in either of these stacks, or just sort of spreading?
Not really. I'm just kind of letting it roll. But actually, like I said, I'm only really doing that in the hand builds. I'm not. So the other thing that I'm getting, which I didn't really get too much of earlier, is on DraftKings. I'm getting to Cleveland. Bless you. And that's part of the deal, as I kind of mentioned. If I'm gonna play so much Scherzer, I'd love to do a little bit, some different stuff, because I'm also getting some Kansas City, so I'm trying to force Kansas City's out. You know what I mean? So Cleveland's one team I'm getting, and then also I'm getting some. I was getting some San Francisco. Then I changed my mind.
I thought about San Francisco a little bit. Apparently, other people have been talking up for some reason the Cardinals, and I was like, wow, if you
really?
had to take a stack, that might be like one of the last times I would stack. And I just zero. I also talk a little NBA sheet. I think that it's one of the worst lines that I can remember in recent history. I thought.
Hold on. So which line are you talking about?
Golden State being favored by 8. They should at most be 3. They've been pretty much dominated this whole series. Memphis should have won the series by now. You're talking about a rookie last minute twice. Is the only series is still going. Memphis has led 82 out of the 204 minutes played. The net rating for the starting lineup for the Golden Warriors in this series would have been the of all time, one of the worst teams of all time in the NBA. They're getting just completely smoked. They had one good game, and I think just were very fortunate to escape with game 1 and 4, where they were pretty much outplayed. And I think they led for like a total of 2 minutes of those games. And it's just, Memphis missed a million shots. So I think, look, I'm not saying it won't happen, but I'm not saying they can't blow them out. They could if those guys get hot. But I think Memphis has been pretty clearly the better team in the series. And it's very strange that they're an 8+ point underdog.
Well, I mean, what do you think? We could try to play them +8, or we could play them at the money line.
What's the money line at, though? It should feel like
I'm going to tell you right now. The money line. Hold on. Basketball. Well, the spread, as you said, get +300.
It's not bad. I think that's a good bet in the long run, but I think that the money line is a good bet as well. I mean, of course, Golden State comes out and Clay makes 10 threes and Steph makes 10 threes, and yeah, they can blow them out. It happened in one game, but I'm just going with what I've seen, and I just can't believe a team would be favored like that. Personally,
I can't believe that I'm seeing Milwaukee only favored by 1.5 over anybody at home. So,
Milwaukee's been the other one in this series that I've just had the Milwaukee side every time, and it's, I mean, they were 5.5 point underdogs in the last game in Boston. I thought that was really, really weird.
Yeah, I told you I cashed on the live bet on that one. I had the Bucks +400 in the when they were down 6 in the fourth quarter or something like that.
Yeah. To answer the Walker Buehler question that just popped in,
I think you froze on me a little bit. I don't
know.
I?
It's a little. Sorry, this is I'm sorry, I had to get distracted here for me. Can you guys hear me? Shoot, can you hear me?
Yeah, now you're back. Yeah.
Okay, good. Sorry, I'm just trying to edit.
It says here, oops, looks like one of your streams is having connection issues. Stand by, we are trying to restore the connection. I don't know. Whatever, we'll see what happens.
Sorry.
We're just yapping.
Let's do this. All right, so I'm just gonna save this lineup because I had the wrong things. All right, I gotta go edit mine in a few minutes, so keep firing on the questions. Thanks. Glad you guys can hear me. 83% Scherzer is where you ended up, Sheets. Is that right?
Sounds about right.
Where does that keep coming from, everybody? I didn't even know where are they getting that.
I have no idea.
I don't know where the 83% Scherzer keeps popping in.
Was I sharing my screen? I don't know.
I might have. I didn't see it, but everybody else. There was somebody commented on the Discord as well. Yeah. Huh.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. All right. So other thoughts on the
I literally didn't. Maybe in my initial builds that I was showing on, but I didn't build anything. It's so weird. Why would anybody? Let me look at the Discord here. What are people talking about? If you guys could see my screen without me. 83% Sheets. When are we live? 83. I guess he's saying 83% Mad Max. LOL. Steele is saying
No,
that.
no, it came up in the chat too. Somebody
That's what
sent
I'm
me
looking at. I'm looking at the Discord.
it also came up in our YouTube chat though.
It's the same guy saying it.
Oh, it is okay. I don't
Yeah, it's
understand
Jay
what
Steele. He's like a Mets guy. That's what I'm
Oh,
saying. He's the one that keeps
Jay.
on playing the Mets every game.
That's I got
Yeah.
you. I couldn't figure out what was happening there for a minute.
Yeah,
Um,
you're under the field for me for Scherzer, Steele. So
I think there's a lot of good pitching options. I obviously
I
always love
agree.
Scherzer, but I am a very big fan of getting some exposure to Scherzer, Sale. I'm sorry, Scherzer,
Ooh,
Gausman,
Sale.
Scherzer, Gausman, and help me out here.
What about the rookie?
Yeah, I'm playing him in one of my big ones.
Me too.
And I am also playing currently Savali in one of my big ones, but that feels like I'm getting a little too cute. But I don't know if it is.
That's not. I think that's safe. I really do. I mean, like, who's he? Who is he playing? Who's he pitching against?
It doesn't make any sense. Like, and yeah, he struggled.
Are they playing the Reds? No.
Yeah. I
Are you
currently have
kidding?
zero.
I mean, like, I'm playing Brubaker at FanDuel against the Reds. What? Savalo's 5,800. I mean, is he a bad pitcher?
It makes no sense. I'm taking Are you getting to? I'm not playing one bit of Walker Bueller at the moment. He probably ends up squeaking into one of my FanDuel lineups. In fact, he will. I can say that pretty confidently that he'll sneak into one of my FanDuel lineups. But I don't think that he's the strikeout upside versus the other guys, and then also the matchup and everything. I don't like it quite as much as I just don't like it a ton. I think on FanDuel it makes a lot more sense than DraftKings.
By the way, I'm going to brag about something. It's not really bragging because I'm literally not profiting a cent off of it. Okay, so it's like the anti-brag.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll put it to you this. I'll do it the sarcastic way. How many of all the content providers out there, okay, how many content providers are giving out skins in their golf lineups like we did?
What are you talking about?
I gave out skins as my under 7K dart throw at 6K.
Oh my God.
He's tied for the lead.
Oh my God, that's wild. That is
Remember wild. Skins and Creel, my two guys from the team event.
Right. That is wild.
And of course, I don't have him in a single lineup that's any good. So that's why it's like the anti-brag sort of.
Yeah.
Let's see.
One thing that I just want to remind people is that when you keep asking questions about sites, be very specific because there are very different plays on different sites for certain guys. And Bueller would definitely be one of them tonight. To have him, much more expensive than everybody else doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. To play him at a little bit of a cheaper discount and all that, I think makes a little bit of sense.
Dude, we have a sweat. We need the freaking general. He's -4 through 15.
Okay, he should get there.
I think 18's easy. Okay,
is it for sure going to be 5 now?
I hope so. That's what they're saying.
It was at 5 before, but yeah, don't ever listen to what they say on the air.
No. I meant the predictive model.
Oh, the predictive model.
It's 81% -5.
Yeah, so it could still go. It could still go either way.
It could.
Fleetwood got hot to get to 5 under today, which was nice. I don't even know how any of my lineups are doing, to be honest with you, because I think that I lost.
Me neither, really.
But Bramlett made it barely, which was my other sneaky one. And then I had Harry Higgs, who didn't. I'm guessing he didn't make it. I haven't seen his name up there, but that didn't work out as well for me.
Taylor, you suck.
No, Higgs ended at 4 under. Ugh. He made a run even a little bit today. Oh well, he was like +2 on the 16th hole yesterday, and then ended up even.
I just so you guys know, so I've literally tried to avoid this, but I'm going to start doing it. So this whole idea of cores and like putting cores up there, on the site, only because you know how I feel about that. Like it's all lineup dependent, like what you put in, whatever. So what I've decided to do, like for when I put it up there, it's going to be like kind of like weird. So like I put up MMA quote unquote cores, but I title them something else. They're not like actual like what you think of as cores, like some like solid nice play that you could play in all your lineups. I titled it like dart throws. You know what I mean? Like so I'm like kind of like retitling like kind of like core like off the board plays or something like that. So I'm going to try to use that column in SaberSim. You know what I mean? And put some like picks up there. But it's not going to be. So I'm going to like title them differently instead of so it's like Sheets cores. It'll be maybe like long shot cores or underdog course or something like that. So I'm going to try to embrace that a little bit.
Yeah. Sheets, did you get to much Texas tonight? Because I do like Texas a little bit.
I'm a little embarrassed, but the reality about my DraftKings exposure is I ended up just with way too much Kansas City in the end.
That's okay.
Yeah, well, it really isn't, but hopefully I get lucky this time.
I don't know if they're going to be as popular as you think. Sim doesn't have them as popular as early in the day, I would have thought. And the question coming in here, which is sort of addresses a little bit of a segue to this. James saying second base is tough on DK. Who are you taking? I think second base is absolutely loaded.
Maybe that's what makes it tough.
What's that?
Maybe that's what makes it tough.
Maybe
it's loaded. I mean, there are a lot of good plays.
Yeah, but you also have players with. I guess it's not. I mean, it's not like I like third base also. I mean, I guess it's I like Altuve. I love Muncy's my favorite. LeMahieu, Merrifield.
How chalky is Merrifield going to be hitting first?
He's got to be pretty owned. I would imagine. I mean, the team has been terrible offensively, but
and Merrifield's been terrible until like 2 days ago, right? I mean, like
yeah, I mean, and still his numbers on the year are just absolutely horrendous. And by the way, make sure to get Will Smith out of your lineups, guys. That's a big one to remember here. Because I had a frightening amount of Will Smith. Like he was literally everywhere for me. All right, let me take a look real quick at this. I think the Twins also make sense as a stack, along with the fact that I'm even going to play some Savale. I'm not using them. I didn't get to many Twin stacks, but I certainly wouldn't mind it.
Dude, hold on. Did we get it? Hold on a minute. -4. Yep, we got him. -5 for Kazire now.
All right.
Okay. Oh, so funny. This is amazing.
What?
So I pull up the Tourcast thing, and it says, "Ooh, -5 now. Shot 1, native area." Great.
Oh no,
man, brutal. Freaking native area.
He does that all the time. That guy. He keeps
native area. He just makes the cut, coming from +1 for the day.
I know.
+1 going into the day.
But he's on 16, right? 17?
-1. He's through 16.
Okay.
So he's on 17. He's on the cut line. You got to scrape out a par here, or at least the worst, a bogey. So because hole 9 is a real easy par 5, so you can get it back. But it can't be like a penalty stroke here. That's a disaster.
Yeah.
Native area.
Okay. Sorry.
That's right. Let me tell you, everybody, who I got. Oh, so you were mentioning NBA. So who's your top? You were mentioning as I walked in. What's your who's your favorite NBA guy on the slate?
Well, I'm going back to the thing as I do like Jaylen Brown. I mean, I'm playing Giannis. I'm playing Jaylen Brown. I'm going to mix in some weird plays. Like I'm gonna go back to some Kyle Anderson. I'm gonna go to some D'Anthony Melton, who's going to be way off the board. I like Grayson Allen. Those are the sort of guys I'm mixing in. I'm playing some Wiggins. I like Curry a little bit more tonight. I think that he was going to have a game. This might be the night. It's really hard not to play Draymond at this price, but he hasn't been good. But it's just a tough price to avoid him. I actually am going to run because I have to build all my lineups and I've got to get players out. I've got everybody in and out, so I'm going to probably bounce now. But I'll leave it up.
So I'll probably poke my head in during the course of the weekend a couple of times at least, and keep on lookout for all the projections and everything going on. And everybody have a good weekend.
Yeah, good luck, everybody. Have a great weekend. We'll see you at the top leaderboards tonight.